Once again, I'm back and I got my guest TJ Loftin coming in tonight. Talk about things like gentrification and things like that. A couple other things could be on the menu. Not really sure about what's going on in this life. I don't think people even really want to be informed anymore. They just want to live on the illusion of inclusion and so forth and the like. Haven't had this guy on but like once or twice, but as you know, I've been having Sakima Bay come on lately. Been having him come on and stuff. And it is what it is. So kind of like a Man Up Monday thing going on there. How you doing, sir? Greetings. Steve Al Mac. So we gotta just get a little bit more, it's coordinated these days. The war is going on whether we know it or not, right? And just gotta face it. Let me get him in. What's up, Hannibal? How you doing? Yes. Good evening, brother. How you doing?
Magnificent. And yourself?
I'm doing all right. Got TJ Loftin with me, and go ahead and introduce yourself, brother. I know who you are, but some people might not.
Oh man, we live. All right. I'm TJ Loftin. Man, I'm honored to be here. I got to think about who am I. No, I'm a retired celebrity car builder, speaker, author of a book called Monetizing Gentrification, trainer, coach. They call me the economic futurist. Pretty much well versed when it comes down to the economy and how do we monetize it.
All right.
So forth and so on. So much, brother.
Thank
Coach,
you.
teach people about real estate business investments, land development, houses. Yeah.
Look, I'm gonna put it this way. We got a lot of stuff to talk about, including stuff I've been sending you, that thing you sent me earlier too, right?
Right.
Okay, but I'm gonna let you go to your area expertise first, and then we can get on to. I know you've been on Al Jazeera and all that stuff before. So, in a context, we're gonna start with the real estate things I've been seeing in real estate, right?
Right.
And then I want you to touch it on home for me, if you get what I'm saying. So let me bring the thing that was going on down here in Richmond, Virginia. You out there in Georgia, right?
Yeah, I've been in Richmond.
Okay, good.
Updated airport lately, right? Y'all got a nice airport out there in Richmond.
I guess. I mean, it's kind of small, but nevertheless, we're gonna talk about that too. We're gonna talk about airports. We're gonna talk about airports too, because they actually been having a lot of backups too. So we're gonna tie all that into the big picture. That's the bigger picture. But really down here, we've been having a lot of high-rise apartments come on. I mean, apartments that were Section 8 when I was a child, right? Or actually as young as 30, which I'm actually 35, but probably about in the last 2 years, right? Since the COVID, all these high-rise started building up, right? The new subdivisions, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So now we got inflation, right? An apartment that was $800 could be $1,000 or more, or some of them even went up 30%. Where the apartment that was $800 is actually $1,300, or your apartment is $1,100 that's jumped to $1,300. And some of these are only one bedrooms, right? So, and then you got some of the luxury apartments or so-called luxury that was 10 years ago when I was living in an apartment, right?
Right.
The luxury apartment used to be anything over 1,000 or more back then, right?
Right.
Now it's up to 2,000 to 2,500.
Right.
So what I'm looking at, you got an inflated tax base, right? And now at first they said, hey, we're not buying houses. No, at first last year was what they call, I think it was a seller's market, but the people weren't buying, and now people can't get the mortgage no more. Actually, got more people getting evicted right now than anything. I've been riding around. I've been seeing mattresses. I mean, the other day I was thinking about getting a new refrigerator. I saw a refrigerator in the curb. People just throwing everything out on the shelf now. Dumpsters packed. Let me tell you something even about the apartment industry. Apartment industries are actually not hiring their trash collectors to come now. They're actually using, some of them are buying their own little company for their maintenance men to do to avoid paying a trash man. Or better yet, the trash man only come on 2 weeks, which also lead to garbage, vermin, and other things in the like coming. So you got a domino effect in all cases of gentrification. And these actually people are getting gentrified in areas where I would even say the area would not even be a 5-star to even a 1-star apartment might cost you. Even there in Richmond in the projects, the daggone subsidized housing rate. I know somebody paying $50, and they told them you got to pay $450 to stay in the projects.
Hey, when I go to Virginia, when I'm in the DMV, I always speak in DC, Maryland. Then I drive down to the DMV. To Virginia, and I like to fly out of Richmond. How about that?
Okay.
So down in Chesapeake Bay or something like that, or Virginia Beach. You know what I'm saying? But I like to fly out of y'all airport because that's a nice brand new looking airport. But what's up with that neighborhood around that airport is prime real estate, man. So we got to start identifying as a people that is a great area. I
was over there the other day, by the way.
Yeah, when they start expanding the airports and bringing in new airports or turning your regular airport into an international.
Guess who was over there the other day when I was over that way?
Huh?
Guess who was over there the other day when I was over that way?
Who's that?
We're gonna talk about her later, but Kamala Harris is over there having a speech. Yeah, she was having a speech about talking to faith leaders about reproductive rights or something.
Hey, see, when a person like her, vice president, is all in Richmond, Virginia, like I said, I could see it. I knew it because I was just out there about 3 months ago. You know what I'm saying? I'll probably be back out there in the next couple months, but yeah, it's on and popping out there, dude. There's so much opportunity in that area, but I'm pretty sure, what is that, the hood around that airport?
No, that's okay. It might be called Highland Springs, Sandston. It's not really the hood. What it used to be, mostly white folks live around there. Then they started moving to the city, right?
Right.
They're moving a lot of black folks out that area, right? Okay. They got one Section 8 place in it, but they got more so working class people. They got some factories around there, and I know you might have seen a Wawa, Waffle House, and a couple of things around there. It was on where you was at was on Williamsburg Road. I know where you was at, and more so working class. But I just was at DJing an event out there the other day. Nice neighborhood out there at Darbytown Road, and like I said, I didn't see all the traffic around there. For somebody like Kamala Harris, I didn't see a lot of traffic in that area. But what I'm saying is, these are the area where politicians go to when they come here more so than not. It used to be a lot of white folks. Now it's Asians moving out there. You got Hispanics. It's starting to become a mixed bag, but they used to be where we didn't go. But now we flocking to move out there, but they flocking to move back into the city areas. You get what I'm saying?
Being around that airport is prime real estate because it's a lot of growth. And people
and
like
they building too.
Yeah, they're gonna keep building, but I know it was I went to a black restaurant down the street there, a fish spot, you know what I'm saying, something like that, trying to keep the money in the community. So it's a lot of opportunity out there, man. I was looking at them. That real estate was pretty affordable, but I wonder how many people didn't know that that's a great area to invest in.
Yeah, you're right.
So, all over the country, great opportunity. So now you say Kamala Harris was out there. That says
she was out here to meet. She was out here to meet. And you know what? Jill Biden been down here a few times too, but she came to the city, but she came to a gentrifying neighborhood in the city.
Yeah. That's how you know that open. When they do that, that opens the door for other people to start moving into that area, willing to pay more money. You know what
Al
I'm saying?
Sharpton came here too last October. They were trying to get a casino in Richmond, but that plot failed on election day. But he was here too.
Okay. Yeah.
So we had Obama come to the VCU area to talk about voting for Terry McAuliffe and things like that. But I know what you're saying. When politicians start coming, they got a plan.
Well, yeah, they already knew it was gonna work like that. So once they do it, it's like just like wherever a new stadium gets built in America, as soon as that stadium ready, all of a sudden the Super Bowl gonna be at that stadium that year. You see what I'm saying?
Well, look at the Rams.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
They're trying to have a Super Bowl there.
Yeah, they just did that. You know, and they honored my lowrider brothers there for that. That's I know you've seen the Super Bowl halftime show.
Yeah.
Had three of the baddest car builders there. You know, pulled the lowriders out front, honored my buddies, honored my boy Terry Carter. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace. One Suge Knight ran over, by the way. You know, they had him on the digital billboard up, honoring all the lowrider guys. That's why I say, man, we got to protect these guys. That's a multi-billion-dollar industry that they've been trying their hardest to take away. But we've been keeping it for all these years. So it's like we got to keep fighting for it.
Now, let me ask you a question about the gentrification of urban cities here. So, you know when they say this area is a crime infested, right?
Yeah.
They make you want to move out, but then they come right back behind you. So they actually scaring you out your own community.
That's what they do. And they come in, I call it the propaganda. They come in and tell you how bad your area is, but then offer to buy it from you. Well, if areas are so bad, ain't nobody gonna want to buy it. You know what I mean? If it's all that bad, nobody's gonna want to buy it. If it has no value, tell you should sell it cheap, and then they turn around and buy it and they tear it down and put up something big, and all of a sudden you can't afford to live there no more. So we done been through this so many times. We ain't got time to. We can't keep falling for the okie doke. You know what I mean?
So let's flip. Let's flip to Georgia, where you at, right?
Okay.
I ain't really got to go to Georgia, but we're gonna go to Georgia where you at, and then go to California since you was out there. What's going on in Georgia right now?
Oh man, Georgia is like one of the biggest gentrified places going on around the country because they bringing everybody here. So it's very hard for me to meet original Georgians. You know what I mean? People who was originally from Georgia, I don't really meet them a lot. It's like every 10 people I meet, Georgia, that makes up like one person. You know, because most of them being pushed out because they say, oh, that's too expensive. Because most of their lives, people who lived here, they paying like $15,000 for a nice turnkey house, $30,000 for a real nice house. You know, you got, you know, like I used to say, when you see those rappers with them big mansions from Georgia, you would think, oh, they're multimillionaires. It'd be like, nah, that house is only 190. You know what I'm saying? So now they got it where everybody's moving out here, and now the prices, Georgia is no longer affordable. I mean, Atlanta is no longer affordable anymore. You got to go like 2 hours outside of Atlanta before you start finding stuff that's affordable.
They said, what are they doing? What they are doing is taking all the prime land away from the people.
They buying up all the land. I tell people this all the time. I said, there is a brother who got his 40 acres in a mule lawsuit. He won that lawsuit in D.C. And I personally think because he won that lawsuit, they swept that whole thing under the rug. It just disappeared. And I knew before they paid that money out, they said before we give everybody else that money, that 40 acres in the mule, they're gonna turn around and buy all the real estate up, all the land up, and raise the prices. So when they come back to us and say, here's your 40 acres in the mule, or it ain't gonna be 40 acres in the mule. Most people gonna cash that out for money. They're gonna say, they're gonna give them like, say, for example, $10,000 a month for the rest of their life. See what I'm saying? So now you're getting that $10,000 a month for the rest of your life. They didn't raise the cost of living up so much. You can't find nothing to buy. There is no houses for sale because they sitting on everything now. Everything's a sitting hold. So they buying all the houses and they renting them back and they controlling the rent market. So now, even though you got $10,000 a month coming in, it's you don't own a house. You can't find no house, in my personal opinion. That's how it's going. Because they buying everything up. Because now they see that we even out here, we buying large parcels of land. Like in Georgia, where I'm at, I coach and consult a lot of people who bought 500 acres, 1,000 acres. Matter of fact, I work with Queen Afua. I work with her on her project. She got 22 acres out here. She's gonna build a city, So they see us buying land now, they're trying to buy it back, buy it and keep us from getting it. A lot going on, brother. Oh, and then on another note, like you said, that Rivian, the car company, the electric cars for the post office.
Yeah.
They got that contract. The post office is about to buy, all kind of cars for that company, or Amazon about to buy 10 billion.
Amazon too.
Amazon, everybody's upgrading their fleets to electric cars. So those car companies, Rivian, check this out. Rivian built a 4 million square foot warehouse in Illinois, in Normal, Illinois, and they're about to build another warehouse in Georgia, 20 million square feet on 2,000 acres. So when they come in and build a 20 million square foot warehouse, you got to ask yourself, how many people they about to hire? So all these people about to make some real money. So now they're going to need more houses. They got more demand. How many houses they going to need if they got 20 million square feet? They're going to at least have like 50,000 employees working in there. So now they're going to need 50,000 new houses. So now that just pushes the real estate up. Crazy.
All right. Well, since you brought that up, pivot a little bit because we're going to talk about the electric car thing, right? Because it's all tied to climate change, or the so-called climate change. And I know you've been on Al Jazeera News and you've been on other things. And let's just be real. You know it, I know it. This climate change ain't nothing but an agenda to push a socialist agenda. Is that correct?
Well, they are messing up the climate, though. That's for real. All that smog, it's too much happening. They need to cut back. Why are we using oil anyway? It's too hard to get oil anyway. So it's like they got to come back. It's too much tech now. Everybody know they talking about electric cars. We don't even need electric cars. We need solar cars. See, giving us electric cars is a control factor. You see what I'm saying? See, people getting excited about these electric cars. Well, we had Geo Metros in 1983 that drove 53 miles a gallon. So we should have been at 100 miles per gallon by now, but they took that Geo Metro and banned it, and they told them, don't never make another car that drive over 25 miles a gallon, for example. So even though the technology's been there. So long story short, you had a car called by the name of Karma Fisker that drove, it was a solar powered car that had electric panels on the roof. They banned that and didn't want us to have that no more. But yeah, it's just a lot going on, brother. It's a lot going on.
What do you think about, I'm just saying, they always talk about tying to so-called climate, right? That's what they say, right? But you realize this climate change spending, right?
Climate change, what?
Spending.
Yep.
You're trying to spend it, right? The climate corpse. All right. We do realize that's part of the inflation crisis, the gentrification crisis, all ties hand in hand. We got to cut this down, but then you tying down trees, which contribute to the climate, right? And then you saying we got to tear down the trees to make subdivisions, grazing, housing. So it's all the same. Now, I got a couple things I got to pull up because you sent me something. And I sent you something earlier today about in Canada. Well, let's talk about that for a second. About in Canada, they said somebody came and shot homeless people. My suspicion that got to be the government doing it because I don't see why a regular person come out there shooting no homeless people. I think that's the government doing that.
Right. They do stuff like that to bring attention to those people and say, oh, they must have did something for that to happen. If they wasn't there, that wouldn't have happened. So we need to get them out of there. But the whole thing is that it's designed that they want them out of there because they're trying to gentrify that area. That area where the homeless people at is prime real estate. Or now that they're gentrifying that area, they want to get the homeless people out of there so that they can really get a real marketable price for those properties that they're building in those gentrified areas. So I remember hearing.
But this was in Canada, though.
Yeah, all over the country. Real estate is sky high. Canada put a ban on foreign investments in Canada. You know that, right? Foreigners can't go to Canada to buy houses no more. You know, they put a ban on that, saying it ain't enough houses for the people that live there. Nevertheless, people coming from out of the country buying up the real estate, they had to stop that. So it's about this real estate, man. Houses is the most valuable commodity right now. It's not the stocks, it's not the cryptos, it's the real estate is the biggest investment right now.
I'm Nick Niven, and I'm a StreamYard user. For the last 6 years, I've been live streaming consistently to YouTube and Facebook and everywhere else on the internet that would have me during that time.
Barrage of bullets in San.
Hold on 1 second, TJ. Hold on 1 second. All right. Let me get this up for you. All right. This is what you sent me earlier. I know you sent it to me, so you got a comment on it. You want to comment on it? All right. Just need that a second.
And Pedro and 5 others did.
Yeah, hundreds of people ran for cover at a popular park. CBS 2's Carl Fincham joins us live at Peck Park, where we've just learned concerned community leaders, they're actually going to have a meeting today, right, Cara?
They will a little later on this morning. Just behind us here, you can see this park still taped off as we wait to learn more about those victims and also as investigators try to figure out who opened fire in this neighborhood park. All right, take a look. Police got the first calls that multiple people had been shot near a baseball field right around 4 yesterday afternoon. Officers and paramedics rushed at Peck Park, where police say about 500 people were taking part in what they called an unpermitted car show. Other folks were here for a softball game that community organizers say was also not permitted. 2 of the 7 people shot have died. 4 were critically hurt. No word yet on the condition of the other. Fire crews say the victims are between ages 23 and 54. Detectives say they're looking into reports that the shooters were wearing body armor, but they had officers quickly determined the shooting was a dispute between 2 groups and not an active shooter situation. We just spoke with one of the community organizers that will be holding that news conference here later this morning.
We are outraged that we have these outside people coming into our community and using our facilities with no permits. What happened yesterday with the tragedy that could have been prevented had permits been granted, but they had an event with no permits. So it's something that the city leaders need to crack down on.
Yeah, crap right there.
Chris Marcy, that community meeting will take place here at about 10 this morning.
Right, Carl Fincham, thank you so much.
That crap right there. They just said, oh, that wouldn't have happened if they would have had permits. That's a gentrification tactic right there. They changing the narrative. That wasn't the problem. Somebody came in there and shot. So instead of shot some people. So instead of us talking about the fact that with gun violence, how do they get them guns and who's selling them bullets and all of that, we're gonna talk about they didn't have a permit. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, come on, man. That's gentrification, because why do I need a permit to go in the park? Why do I need a permit if I say, hey, let's go play baseball this weekend? It's a public park and there's a baseball diamond. But there is no sign on the fence that says, hey, if you guys want to come play baseball in this free public park, you got to have a permit. You see what I'm saying? This is new language designed to gentrify people, push people out of these areas, you know? And then on another thing, they talking about that park, that situation was at the baseball diamond. Parks are huge, right? This park's got all this space, so they see lowriders in the park. So that was another strategy to get rid of the lowriders. Oh, let's get rid of these guys, because that's $1 billion industry that we can't control. African Americans are creating large amounts of wealth in this industry, so let's blame that shooting on them. They was having a car show. It wasn't a car show, it was a picnic. You know, and the shooting happened down the hill at the baseball diamond. You know what I'm saying? So we got to pay attention to language. Now they want to go after this stuff about a permit and an unlicensed car show. So that opens the door for them to say, let's go after all the car shows.
Yeah. You know what? They were down here in Richmond on some guys. They were, outside in the parking lot at night, bring all their charges and stuff. But they did that to them too. I guess they took their license plate and they were ticketing them later, and they found out a lot of them from out of state or out of area more so than that. About 300 cars. They've been doing that for a while.
And I'm like, in 20-something years, you ain't never had no problems with lowriders other than them leaving trash on the ground. That's the only problem you had out of lowriders. So now they want to make it seem like, oh, they gang related. That's why they were shooting, because that's them lowrider guys. No, lowriders didn't have nothing to do with that. That was not a car show. That was a picnic. And people they didn't say nothing about the barbecue, the barbecue pits everywhere. You know what I'm saying? People's kids was there. They didn't say nothing about that, So we got to learn how to read between the lines when they targeting us, if that makes sense, So that's gentrification.
Now, let me ask you another question here. I sent you an article. This is kind of peering off the gentrification thing, just a slight bit. We'll talk about it in a little bit. I sent you an article earlier today about the St. Louis mayor diverting funds from the AARP, right, to abortion, right?
Yep.
Now, you don't think that's kind of odd that you would divert funds from people who are elderly to that? You don't think that's kind of odd?
It don't make no sense. If somebody sends you some money for this, that's where the money should go. Just like during Hurricane Katrina. It was like, oh, donate money to the Red Cross for Hurricane Katrina victims. Okay, well, I send my $100 to donate, for example. You send your money, and all of a sudden we send the money based on people at Hurricane Katrina in Louisiana need help. So we send them $1 million, hypothetically speaking. They decide, oh, well, we need more money than over there. So we're going to get them, we got $1 million, but we're going to get them 10, 20,000 and use the rest for something going over here in Philly. Like, they ain't what I sent my money for. So they've been doing this for years. You know what I'm saying? That's why we got to start cracking down on them. Just like I was reading that article, you said they was like COVID funds. They gonna send $1.8 million from the COVID funds that they got from COVID and give it to them about the abortions or something. It was like, wait a minute. That was for COVID. You know what I'm saying? Vaccinations and needles. Now, we didn't need the vaccinations and the needles because COVID gone, whatever it was. But why not? That's helped some of these people with this unaffordable rent now. Since y'all done put all these people out of work, so they can't go to work and they can't, the landlords can't rent their places out through Airbnb no more and all this. Can we give that $1.8 million to these people that's losing their houses because they couldn't go to work? Can we get that money to these people, some loans to help with affordable housing? But you gonna put it over there on abortion? Like, come on, man. They be playing games with that. That's why we got to start cracking down on these politicians and holding them accountable. They give it all.
Well, what's my point is, you got elderly people that don't know that they just diverted these funds. That's what got me. Right. That's what got me, because they might not be up on this information, right?
Right. But
these are what I call, and you know it too, called shell organizational shell stuff. You're doing one thing, but you masking your agenda with another agenda. Exactly. And we gotta stop letting that stuff go on with these politicians, as you said. Like, they got you stuck on January 6th, right? But then me and you can go pull up thousands of articles, and we'll find out this wasn't nothing but an FBI side the whole way. Central Intelligence. They were all involved. But they got you running around thinking, no, this was the Constitution. Now let's talk about, just for a split second, Roe v. Wade, right? You're a real estate coach, but you know the Constitution as well, because you mentioned it before. I heard you talk about it with Valerie and other people, right? Doesn't say anything about banning abortion. It said that the states will decide on their own rules. So if you know that, it's kind of like real estate. And I know you've been in that for a while. You remember that 2008 recession?
They what?
The 2008 recession, right?
Yeah.
Where they were giving out subprime loans and just taking people houses and stuff. Well, the same thing goes for the abortion. If you read the fine print, a lot of this stuff not gonna happen.
Right.
So when I look at it, you got politicians really backing this. But I do, if you think about it, I don't understand what's going on with our sisters so much. Even some of my brothers, but the sisters jumping on a feminist agenda that really has nothing to do with them in the long run. What do you think?
That agenda was started off for white women. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now they got women, black women don't even like their man and looking down on the black men and, you know, talking about they don't need them. You know, and it's a problem. You know, that whole agenda has just destroyed the black man. Now they've been weaponized. This created this thing called child support. You know what I'm saying? Where they weaponized it against the black man and made things very difficult for black men. Where brother have a baby, all of a sudden they put him on child support. All of a sudden these people taking his driver's license and all kind of stuff. Like, how's a brother supposed to go to work or get a job or go look for a job if they gonna take his driver's license, for example? You know, so it's just that whole agenda, man, has really hurt black men in the no, not just black men. It hurt the black family. You see what I'm saying? It's hurting the black family where the woman they don't even need the man no more because they can go get some Section 8. Food stamps, unemployment, you know what I mean, all this type of financial assistance, financial aid, you know, it's just a problem, you know, but it's all by design. And our sisters and brothers, we got to realize that what's going on.
I'm going to throw something at you that I've been realizing. You know, back in the day, they were doing this, but they would put the woman in the projects, right? Now they the Section 8 female might have a better house than you got. But you would never know it unless she told you. So it's kind of like the gender divide. I know some people couldn't stand Kevin Samuels, and that's fine if they didn't. But a lot of things he said were on point, though, too. So I give him, you know, it is what it is. Hate him or love him, he had some points.
Hey, the truth is the truth, brother. The truth hurt people, you know what I'm saying? I remember I saw this movie, they said, I promise I'll stop telling the truth. I promise if you stop lying on me, I'll stop telling people the truth about you. You know, some people don't want you telling the truth.
But yeah, that's the problem. Now, I know you've been looking at this thing lately, and we've been seeing a lot of what they call we're gonna tie it to gentrification too. Let's go down that rabbit hole again. This thing called the dangerous word. Mass shootings, right? If you were Al Zero, you probably would say some of these psyops said, like, right there, you can't explain the shooter, where is he at. The Uvalde thing is still a mystery to me. A lot of things didn't make sense with that Uvalde thing. What do you think?
Yeah, it's not always us. It be other people coming in here with the masks on, looking like us. You know, because some of these things that they doing is horrific. And like, hey, we don't even do stuff like that. You know what I mean?
You like that comment?
You know? Yep.
What do you think?
Real talk. These people been tricked and bamboozled, you know? That's the problem. We gotta learn how to think critically. We gotta know that everything for us is not for us. It's actually there to hurt us. You know what I mean? So if the government is coming in and say we're gonna help y'all, hey, you better read the fine print because there's some strings attached.
Well, yeah. That's why I told people all the time about this. Let me go back to the abortion thing one time, though. They kept on saying, we need to get rid of Clarence Thomas, blah, 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 right? TJ, is Clarence Thomas the only justice on the Supreme Court? No, he's not. So why are we worried about Clarence Thomas then?
Why? See, they use people like him and they use black people all these years to put them in the way of horrific laws. You know, just like I was telling people, okay, they did that. They overturned Roe versus Wade. They made it a black man that did it. See what I'm saying? Now everybody mad at black people. Y'all hurting yourself. Black on black crime in a different form. Then all of a sudden, when the cop come and shoot a boy in the back 65 times, what they do? They go put a black prosecutor on the cops, and he decide he ain't gonna prosecute the cops, or they put a black judge, and the judge decide he ain't gonna hang the guys. So now we mad at black people again. So it just everything that they do, it reverts back to us. They always keep us mad at each other. Oh, that black DA was a sellout, and that black. We ain't worried about the DA. We worried about the cop that shot the white cops that shot the people. Stuff like that. They just always throwing us monkey wrenches by putting us in the way. Then we always stay mad at black people because we allow them. That's why you got your job. That's why every time I turn around, they say, "Oh, this is the first black police chief, or this is the first black mayor, or this is the first black." I just put my head down, like, boy, what they finna have him do? Let's go.
I got a question for you. Speaking of that, because I got to talk about this thing, because 100 Florida churches have filed a lawsuit or an injunction to leave the United Methodist Church. But I sent you an article today, or maybe I didn't. I think I did. It was a pastor in Brooklyn that got robbed. You saw that, right?
Yep.
And I've been telling people for years, these pastors are going to have to pay for this injustice they've been doing.
Yeah. Hey, when it happened, I ain't feel nothing about it. First of all, why you got $400,000 worth of jury on in a bad neighborhood like that, where your people your congregation catching the bus to church? You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying.
See, but that's our fascination to be around wealthy people. We like to know wealthy people, successful people, so we can say that's my friend, that's my homeboy, or I go to that church. You know what I'm saying? So it's the same thing with the fascination with the celebrities. Oh, we know they wealthy. So now here I am. I'm the guy who pioneered the gentrification conversation and took it on a national tour and got all the other speakers who went from not talking about it, now they got to talk about it.
Well, let's talk about gentrification, man. Let's talk about what you talk about gentrification, right?
Yeah, I pioneered that conversation.
No, that's good. Stay right there. Now, speaking of that, Jay-Z, right? He just had a social justice conversation. They had Greg Popovich, the coach of the Spurs, speaking there. But I tell people, Jay-Z one of the main people to help gentrify Brooklyn too.
Yep. And see, what
do you think about that?
That's absolutely a fact. That's what I'm saying. So now, just like Jay-Z, for example, they had a situation where they wasn't gonna sell black people, a black man, something. I forget what it was. So all of a sudden, because the black man, everybody was mad, like, oh, y'all being racist, won't sell the black man this team, or won't sell the black man that. So all of a sudden, boom, they bring Jay-Z in there. And he turned around. It's either Jay-Z or it'll always be Jay-Z, or it'll be what's his name? Magic Johnson. All of a sudden they come in there and Jay-Z's buying it. Magic Johnson's buying it. Then all of a sudden, next thing you know, everybody excited. Oh wow, the black person got it. Then all of a sudden, 6 months later, Jay-Z sold it and made a nice profit. Magic Johnson sold it and made a nice profit. No, he bought it. He went in there and leveraged his name. He licensed out his name to pretend that he bought that, they bought that, so that people can get excited and forget about the racism and all of that. But the reality is, it did not sell to a black person. They pretended that they did to pacify us. So these celebrities are allowing people to do that with their names, and that don't make no sense. Why are you allowing people to let you play against your own people? That's a problem. So
like that stadium in LA, right? Was it SoFi Stadium, right?
Yep.
There had a lot of black people living there one time. That area is gone.
Yeah, Inglewood is Inglewood is a problem. And I tell people that was a black city, but Inglewood was black. Now, man, if you live in Inglewood, you got some money.
I got a question for you. Got a question. He said, what about Russell Simmons? Could he be doing the same thing?
Yeah. Yeah. All them kind of cats, But that's my point of the celebrity. Like right now, we decided that we tired of jobs. Our people saying they tired of jobs. They tired of this. They tired of that. So now they pursuing wealth building situations. So they turn around and start going to my classes, talking about creating wealth, generational wealth, land development, manufacturing, real estate. They taking all kind of classes from me and a lot of other people. So now you got all the celebrities, not all of them, but they got conferences where celebrities all of a sudden start to talk about wealth. But these same rappers, these same actors, these same singers ain't never made no wealth building conversations before. They ain't never making money
about that.
So now, because we doing it ourselves, now all of a sudden they're gonna bring in the.
Could they be trying to? Could now that? Well, you just told me that. Could they be trying to infiltrate the momentum?
They changing the narrative. They want to control the narrative.
Okay,
so
gotcha.
People who ain't never talked about wealth building before, all of a sudden they come in there talking about stocks. They come in there telling us about everything that we don't need to be invested in, but they telling us how to create wealth. No, that ain't how you created wealth. You created wealth by selling your soul out and doing things that was what do you call it? Not ethical. That's how you got that. That's how most of these all these celebrities got that money. But now, because we over here talking about wealth building and we not talking about we doing it, they know they're gonna bring their favorite celebrity in. They're gonna bring their favorite rapper in. Okay, TJ got a gentrification conversation going on. Everybody want to come to my meetings. Next thing you know, they create gentrification meeting, but they're gonna bring in a celebrity. So now everybody come in the room looking for solutions to this looking for affordable housing, looking for them to stop passing these bad laws. When they bring in that celebrity, the celebrity in there taking pictures and selfies with everybody, and they ain't even having a real gentrification conversation. He talked about we need to go to college, get an education, and invest in stocks, and don't sell your house. But what about the ones that came?
Can I say something about that?
Yeah, that's what gentrification is.
Let me say something about that you just said right there. Go back. I'm gonna go back to something you just said, and that is very important.
Go ahead.
You say talk about college and going to get an education, right?
Right.
You know how people I know there's real estate agents that never went to college.
Yeah.
Or they went to college and then they decided to do real estate, stay in real estate.
Yeah, dropped out.
So you try and change the narrative to what you want to be, right?
Right.
But actually going to college to get an education also can help spur gentrification, because if you don't have a student loan, you still gonna be staying in mama's house, you still gonna be paying off the student loan back, right? And then when you get tired, then when your mom or dad died, you don't keep the house, you sell a house to some agent who wants to buy it. Say, man, I'll buy your house for $100,000 cash. All right, baby. Hey, man, I got $100,000. Sell a house, right? You know that thing. You know you've been all over it. You've been all over it. Got it. What the sign is? Rebuy ugly houses. You seen that, right?
Right.
Okay. So I have to tell you the truth. When they telling you to go to college and get an education, right? They change the narrative because that's not how you brought property, Jay-Z. That's not how you did that. You were a rapper and bought these properties.
Right.
You did that. So what's your problem?
That's just the control and the narrative. It's too many people. You know, I meet so many people that got disinformation and think they know it all. And I'll be like, as soon as they come in, they say, I'll be like, oh, I'm a land developer. I teach people about real estate. They say, oh, me too. I said, what do you do? They say, oh, I do wholesale. I'm like, man, that ain't got to do with land development.
Speaking of that, I'm glad you brought that up, because real estate got a lot of factors.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. One, buying, selling, investing, right?
Right.
But two, one of the biggest things of real estate is construction companies. Now, back in the day when I was younger, right? We had either you wanted to be a realtor or you wanted to know a realtor so you could get the contract on what? Building the property, right? That's what you wanted to do, right?
Fine.
Okay. But also building it too, right? Now, if you realize these construction companies, right? Now, I realized two things in Richmond, Virginia alone. Either the construction company is hiring Hispanics, or we have mostly Hispanics. Might have one or two black guys out there, maybe, right? But the thing with these Hispanics working on these jobs, we don't know if they're illegal. I know in California, you probably got a lot of them that's illegal working on these construction sites, right?
Yep.
But my thing is, we used to be having the construction industry, and I don't see us like that much anymore. But I see them working the sites, right?
Right.
They might not be living in the houses, but they are somewhere bringing into these sites. That's a fact.
They tricked us. That's like during slavery. They want everybody to believe that black folks was picking cotton during slavery. But that's not the truth, because they also told you, we also heard us talk about we built this country, right? We didn't build it through picking cotton. We built it with our hands, swinging hammers. You know what I'm saying? Building houses, building buildings, building train tracks, and all of that. So now, years later, when slavery ended, they like, okay, well, they know how to do everything. They got all the wealth building things. So you got people who was doing all the labor. Now they all of a sudden slavery ended. What they gonna do? They gonna keep doing what they've always done. So they had to come in and bamboozle us and give us something, a shiny coin. Say, hey, y'all need higher education. Y'all don't want to be out there building no houses and building no train tracks and building no high-rise apartments and condos. Y'all need education because y'all get a better quality of life if y'all go over here and learn how to get a degree, get your master's degree, get your doctorate, and then you can go sit in a high-rise building and get you a nice job and sit in the AC all day. Let us take care of this hard work over here. That's too hard. Y'all don't want that. That's too hard. But in the meanwhile, they learn the trades. They go over there and they kids grow up to be land developers. Now they kids grow up it is very common for a land developer to become a billionaire.
Hey.
It is very common and normal for a land developer's children to become land developers also and start their own companies and also become billionaires. That is very common, and it's very common and normal for them to become multimillionaires. That's the normal, especially in this economy where the housing market, at least in Atlanta, is at $500,000 for the median home price. But in California, the median home price is $1 million. The median home prices in New York, where they selling them brownstones, is $2 million. $2 and $3 million, $20 million for a brownstone. So if you know how to build these things, you are worth a lot of money. You don't need to go looking for money. Money gonna come looking for you. But if you got a master's degree or a doctorate, even if you're a medical doctor, ain't nobody looking for you. They already got overwhelmed. They're trying to get rid of doctors. That's why they've been phasing them out, making them retire. Tomorrow, you ain't had your jab, so you got to go. You know what I'm saying? So they bamboozled us.
Hey, wait a minute. They've been talking about getting hey man, they've been talking about getting AI nurses and stuff. One of them called Sophie. You saw that?
Yeah, they replacing us, but they can't replace the construction workers. They jobs is fit. They locked in. But all these doctors, all these nurses, all these people with these jobs, they phasing them out left and right, but they bamboozled us. So the only people getting phased out is us. That's why they put a deadline. They say, oh yeah, we'd already set them up for failure. That's why they say black people's wealth will grow by 2050.
You're right. You know what? You're right. And I was talking to a woman about this one time. Matter of fact, talking to a guy too about it. And you realize, I mean, don't worry. I mean, we've always had skilled, wonderful black nurses, right? But now all the women want to be a nurse now. That's what they want, whether CNA, RNA, what they want to be a nurse, right?
Or a doctor.
But you,
Or a doctor.
Yeah, doctor too. But like you said, this field is getting phased out. But construction is not.
Nope. It is not enough construction workers here. That's why they bringing in they brought in the Ukrainians, they brought in the Afghans, they bringing in the Hispanics, they brought in the what do you call it?
I met the Ukrainian too.
Syrians. We was bringing in the Syrians way back in the days. You know what I'm saying? Now they all land developers. They all construction workers.
TJ, but let me throw something at you. I met a woman from Uganda, right?
Mm-hmm.
And guess what she working at? She working in the hotel industry. So I found out something. We used to work in a lot of these hotels. No, these are you. Well, she's just Ugandan, but mostly if you go to a hotel, right? Especially one not a big hotel like a resort, I'll give you an assignment to do. All you gotta do is go in there and say, "Hey man, how you doing? What's your name?" He might tell you, "My name is Patel." Matter of fact, you got a lot of Patels owning these hotels.
Yep.
That means you got Indians owning hotels now, right?
So you know what they did? Back in the days, they made a decision with the people, with all these countries. They told the Japanese, they said, okay, y'all can make cars. They told the Chinese, okay, y'all can make it all kind of stuff. Y'all can make everything from trash cans to air conditioners. Make all the parts to build the cars. Y'all make parts. Y'all can make stuff and things and we'll buy it from you. Japanese, we'll buy y'all cars from you. Indians, y'all run the hotel industry. Africans, y'all come out here and be doctors. African Americans, y'all got to have a degree and y'all can be the workforce. Y'all all get.
I want you to answer this. We just hired a group of Africans. They automatically put them in the union, gave them the high wages. Most of them can't even speak English. Many of them can't speak. My fault. What do you think?
That's normal. That's what they bring in mind. African Americans are being replaced, and they use our taxpayer dollars to do it. You know, they taking the taxpayer dollars and sending it over to Afghan to bring them over here, and they over here living for free. They giving them money. They buying them houses. They maintaining them. You know what I'm saying? They bring them over here and set them up. Y'all good. They don't need nothing. They got everything they need. Things that we can't get, they give it to them. Here you go. Same thing, man. They pay people to come live over here. They bringing all them Ukrainians over here. First, they send them $80 billion. Then they send them another billion, stuff like that. Then they bring them over here. Come live over here. We'll take care of you. You know what they've been doing? They turn around and they put them in these colleges all over the country. Do you know they got a thing that they bring in? They say, what do they call them? Refugees. They say bring all the refugees to America, and they can all have housing and live in a college campus. So now what the college campus is doing? College campus is saying all these people trying to go back to school. They like, you know what? We don't have enough housing for the college students, so we need more funding so we can build more housing. But they ain't saying nothing about all them refugees living in the campuses that should have never been in.
I've been telling y'all. Now look, Vic, a friend of mine, Vic, he says, I've been telling y'all, get these young folks into the trade union apprenticeship. What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, these are the people that are going to have generational wealth. These are the people that can come back to the community they grew up in and teach the rest of the people there something. Like when I learned how to, that shit is at home. I'm sitting at home watching. Yeah, they turn around and bamboozled us. So when I got a trade, anybody who got a trade, they can go back home to their neighborhood and they can teach all the little bad neighborhood kids. They can teach all the kids selling drugs. Come over here, let me teach you something that's going to make you a millionaire one day. Let me teach you how to build a house. Let me teach you how to work on the car. I'm going to help you start a business building cars and fixing cars. I'm going to help you start a business working on building houses and hanging ceiling fans. You'll make 6 figures a year just hanging ceiling fans with replacing 3 bolts. 3 bolts and 2 wires. You know what I'm saying? 3 wires and 2 bolts. I'm sorry. You know, and people don't realize that we've been bamboozled. That's why when I look at the neighborhoods where they took the trades out, when they took the trades out of the schools, as I'm driving around the country, I look and I say, wow, we didn't have that problem. Houses just falling down, fences falling down, brick walls falling down. I'm like, man, a bag of cement ain't but $2. They could have fixed that brick wall. Man, a piece of wood, all you got to do is push the gate back up, put a piece of wood to hold it up, and that fence will still be good. Or you can replace a couple of those slabs. But when they pulled the trades out of the black communities, the houses start falling apart. Where I had all the trades, everything. So when I go look at my mama house, anytime something broke, I fixed it. Anytime the shingle on the roof is leaking, I'm gonna go up there and put a new shingle on there. You know what I'm saying? Oh, the wind blew the shingle. Oh, I'm gonna go over there and put it back. You know what I'm saying? Oh, one of the bricks fell off of the wall. Oh, I'm gonna go put it back on. You know what I'm saying? I maintain my mama's house. All my homeboys growing up in Compton, we all had trades, so it was common for us to go maintain our parents' properties with no problem. But now I come all around the country, they ain't got no trades, and next thing you know, I look at the neighborhoods, it's falling apart. I'm in Philadelphia, it's terrible out there. Houses just deteriorating. I'm like, why don't y'all fix this? I put that in my book, Monetizing Gentrification, Building Black Ownership. I put a picture of a brick wall that's just falling down. And I'm like, because of this brick wall falling down, the investors who are interested in buying it, They gonna come in and lowball these people. Say, well, I know it's worth 400,000, but you need the wall. You need to fix that brick wall. You need to fix those shingles on the roof. You need to fix all that because you didn't do none of that. I'm gonna offer you 150,000 for your $400,000 house. It's that simple. You know what I'm saying? It's that simple because when the house is falling apart, we gonna lowball you straight out. Oh,
let me say something to you about this, because like I said, I be doing delivery and stuff, and sometimes you go into these neighborhoods where they build new. You might walk up to the lady and say, "Hey, man, how you doing? You the owner's apartment complex?" "Yeah, I am." I said, "Dang, how long you been owning this?" "Oh, this is one of our properties, but I live in Colorado. I'm just coming to check on my property." The people who are getting these contracts don't even live in this state.
Yeah.
They might live on the West Coast, but they got a whole project in Virginia they're working on. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, they've been taught real estate. They've been taught how wealth is really created. Historically, the wealthiest people on the planet has always been real estate investors or land developers. The wealthiest people I know, or the wealthiest black people I know, are black developers.
That's why I told people about Donald Trump. I don't get mad at Trump. He's a real estate guy.
I ain't mad at him either. You know, I knew when he was coming into office, I knew, it's time to go get my investment on. Let me go buy me some land. Let me get my real estate money together because I know this real estate about to go crazy because the land developers.
It did.
Yeah, and it did. But the people who didn't understand that, they just got nothing but complaints. That's it. They was out there, took them bad loans and everything. I'm like, I ain't taking the bad loan. I'm going to just build me a house. I ain't got to get that kind of loan. You know what I'm saying? So that's why they got bamboozled.
Let me speak of that. Let's talk. Speaking of Trump, what do you think about the word opportunity zone? Explain it right quick.
An opportunity zone is basically black neighborhoods all over the country that they've been trying to gentrify for the longest. So they go in black neighborhoods and say, hey, we got special funding. We got special loans in these areas that are called opportunity zones. And while you coming in this, if you build in this neighborhood, you ain't got to pay taxes on that money you just sold, that $1 million house.
10 years.
You ain't got to pay taxes for 10 years on that money, or we'll loan you money easily in these areas, but that means you're going to have to gentrify this black neighborhood. That's what that is. You know what I'm saying? That's why I tell people, we don't have to gentrify it. We got to learn how to monetize it. We can go in there and rehab our own communities. We ain't got to go buy the old apartment building and kick out the seniors in there. We can go in there and rehab it or fix it up and keep grandma and them in there, make sure they're okay. But other people come in there and just kick everybody out. But we can come in our own neighborhoods and develop the areas since the money is easy to get, and we can monetize this whole gentrification thing and fix up our own neighborhoods. A whole block full of
You say you got to have white men to do it for him.
Yeah, you know what was funny? I was on the phone with my homeboy today in the automotive industry, and I was like, every time something went wrong, I was like, yeah, we need this. And he said, oh, I'll pay for that. I said, we need this. And somebody said, oh, okay, I'll pay for that. But when I'm talking to my college people, every time something go wrong, they said, we need to go talk to our politician. We need to have them pass a law to come pay for them potholes. And I'm like, that's crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? But when you got a land developer background, you got trades, that means you got money. That means you know people. You know what to do. So I'm going to go get this fixed myself. I'm going to put the money up and we're going to fix it ourselves and we'll sue the city and get the money back later. You know what I'm saying? But other people who don't know the game or ain't got no money, they protest, they march, they complain, they go complain, march, and they ain't helping nothing.
All right, let me pivot to one other big subject right here, because I'm gonna use it to. This ain't really about gentrification. It's more like a social thing we got going on right now. So I just turned 35 last Saturday. Not let's say the Saturday before last. And the day before I was talking to my barber. He said, "Man, I like the work y'all doing. Keep doing it." He said, "I'm 60 years old now, Bernard. I just want to ask you a question. What is with these women today and men?" He said, you young men, 16, 17 years old, all the tattoos, daggone all these piercings. He said, who's doing it? He talking about women wearing the lashes, right? He said now they got the lashes on the car even. He said they look like clowns. And me and you, last time you came on, we talked about the LGBTQIA plus community, right? But I was trying to tell some women, you got to understand, when you wear all these lashes and this fake makeup and stuff, you setting up a culture for them. They wearing up makeup, but that's who you imitate.
Right.
And I said that, you know, like if for 5 years, if y'all could put the weave makeup down lashes for 5 years, right? We could daggone learn a lot and tell the real from the fakes, right? Because now they're saying trans rights, trans women, this, that. Like, this shouldn't even be a conversation, man. Like, like Dave Chappelle said, like, you know, I was talking to a brother, and we were just talking about it the other day, and he said, you know what? You got sisters that's 20 years old that never gonna find out what a real man is, right? But you got brothers who never gonna find out what a real woman is, because he was like, we got too much of this Instagram thing, the filters, the eyelashes, the nails, he said people are so interested in being fake that nobody can be real no more.
You know what's so interesting to me? Let me say what they did. They came in with the fake nails. They tricked us into the fake hair. They came out with the fake boobs and all of that, right? Yeah. So that everybody could have something that they ain't. So everybody got accustomed to getting that because they got brothers in the movies and in the rap songs. Rappers talking about they don't want no natural hair woman. They want a woman with an 18-inch weave and all that. So now they've got all the women going to get weaves, right? All the women going to get fake nails, to get fake hair and fake boobs and fake booties and all of this, right? So everybody's getting that. That becomes the normal. Black men have accepted a fake woman. Well, I can't pull on her hair because it ain't real. I can't throw some water on it because it's going to mess up her eyelashes and all that other stuff. But check this out. Now, because they did that and it's a custom, we accustomed to having that, now they slide in these alphabet people. This ain't even a woman no more, but it's dressed like one. It looked just like one, and you can't tell because it got the long weave, it got the fake nails, it got the eyelashes. You used to that, so you don't notice when they switched it out on you.
Now, let me say something to you about this, though. I want to bring this to you. This used to be back when I was coming up, right? This used to be a thing where you used to sell only with women in the, you know, the quote unquote hood or the projects, whatever you want to use, right? Do it, right? But now this is a full-fledged thing. You see it on the college campus. You see it at a Starbucks. You see it here. You see it at a coffee shop or eatery. They're all the same. So how did this culture get from there to there?
I mean, it's just a joke.
It's a subculture.
You got people who they just opened the door to bring in the man dressed like a woman. And now they got all these laws and they converting brothers to thinking it's okay. They done riled this brother up, and the next thing you know, he's so horny, ready to have sex, and then all of a sudden they get naked, and then he realizes it's a man, and then some of them gonna beat the crap out of him, and then you got other ones be like, fuck it, they horny. That whatever, man. You know what I'm saying? They got to let this pressure release. And next thing you know, hey, they got them now. They got them because they got them, you know. Now it's so bad. They saying you got people marrying people and wondering why they can't have babies. Like, because you ain't married to a woman. Your whole idea of having generational wealth, your whole idea of passing your business down to your children is never going to happen because...
And those fake butts cost a lot. But you know what? And I tied it down to one thing, TJ, and look, I'm going to be dead honest with you. The men, we got self-esteem issues too. Because like you talking about buying houses, right? I know men that's buying whole Jordan collections. All right? Michael Jordan tennis shoes. They got a Jordan collection in the closet, right? They could have used it to put a down payment in every house, and the sisters buying fake butts. So we all jacked up.
It ain't a self-esteem. It's about we don't know what we don't know. When I was growing up, I saw people buying houses. I saw people owning stuff. I saw people investing in businesses and stuff like that. So when I grew up, I wanted a business. When I grew up, I wanted a house because I knew people who had houses. When I grew up, all my homeboys was married, had a wife. So when I grew up, I wanted a wife. You know what I'm saying? Because I thought that was the norm. I knew that was that.
But a woman now happy to be the side chick.
And that's because they didn't watch all these rap songs. Now they think that I want a girlfriend, I want a wife that's out here twerking and all that. I'm like, nah, I tell women all the time, I say, you need to learn the difference between a man that want to have sex with you and the man that want to have children, to have a family with you, want to marry you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to bring you over here with the little micro mini shorts on and your boobs popping all out. And you know what I'm saying? Ain't got no panties on and all that. Ain't got a bra on. But yet, you think I'm going to take you home to my mama and you going to raise my children? Nah. No, you just good for to have some fun and flash you off to my homeboys. That's what you are. I'm going to have some fun and drop you back off at the house. That's it. But you ain't never going to have my children. If you do, it's an accident. You see what I'm saying? And that's the problem. Women need to realize that. If you find a guy that like you because that's the way you dress, that ain't the guy that's going to be your husband. That's the guy that just want to have sex with you and share you.
Now, let me say this. And if he sees something in you, right? And if he asks you to change it, they probably get mad at you saying you don't like it, you can go and get virility. They might find out that's the one who's trying to change you might be the best one for you. But usually he can't do it.
I like the woman, like me, for example. I'm a business owner. So when I was growing up, you know, I started at a young age with my lowrider shop, and I was in potential to becoming a millionaire one day. And I knew it. And I knew any woman that I dated, I'm like, I need somebody to help me with this thing called a escrow, buying a house, talking to an attorney about buying a new house. I need somebody to help me with a thing called a business license. You know, I needed a thinking woman, a smart woman, somebody that can help me. You know, how do I advertise? How do I get a LLC, a corporation, or what is that? I don't even know. But I was very attracted to women who knew about entrepreneurship, who knew about how to file taxes, stuff like that. So just because she had, you know, and the funny part about it is she ain't had nobody. She ain't had no big butt, no big boobs, none of that. She ain't had no long hair, no weave, none of that. But hey, she was very attractive because she helped me make money. You see what I'm saying? So them sisters, with all that body, that don't help. That take money. That ain't gonna help me create generational wealth for my children. What's she gonna show my daughter? How to twerk? I want her to show my daughter how to do taxes and how to go start an LLC.
You know what?
And get permits for a land development.
You're in Atlanta, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if they got food lines down there. It might do. I don't know. But that's more so back this way. But I was in Food Line the other day. I saw a woman with the short shorts, right? But she had the open shirt with the bra out. I'm like, you know, I'm looking around like, I mean, I know it's 100 degrees out there, but damn, baby, you know, I mean, I know you, hey, look, but guess what they tell you? I wear what I want to wear. If you don't like it, the hell with you.
You know what? We got to go back. We was talking about, I'm working on a documentary. I'm in a documentary coming out. And my homeboy, I'm going to be talking about code. We ain't on code. You know what I'm saying? We got to be on code. And code means somebody got to tell people that ain't right. Don't do that. Pull your pants up. Don't be coming around here with that damn long ass fake weave. You know what I'm saying? We got to check these sisters and these brothers and say, don't come like me. I'm running my business, right?
My brother's dying in hair too now, too. I saw one of the basketball court me the other day dying hair.
See, you got people that don't look like us that pay the money, and they tell these people, say, oh, I need you to go dye your hair beige. I need you to go on the Grammy Awards and kiss that man on the lips. That brother, I need you, this brother, to kiss that brother on the lips at the Grammy Awards. Matter of fact, I need you to wear a dress. I'm going to give you an extra $10,000 if you wear a dress, and I'm going to promise you're going to be in that new movie, that next movie coming out. And you're going to get $5 million if you wear that dress and kiss dude on the lips at the Grammy, at the Oscars or something. And these fools is going to do it.
Man, you say you can't get on gold with a fool. A lot of them, Ain't got
see,
nothing.
if you look me up, I work with a lot of young people. I coach and talk to, go out and speak to kids a lot. I'm gonna catch them young. You see what I'm saying? Because some of these old cats, you know, like matter of fact, I had an older cat one day. I said, man, pull your damn pants up, homie. You can't come. That shit ain't cool. And then he checked me. He said, well, see, the problem is with that is I didn't know that wasn't cool till you just said that. But all my homeboys dress just like this. So I need to know what cool is. What is cool? What do cool look like? What do that's cool look like? Now that's what's acceptable look like, because I don't know. They done took Bill Cosby off the TV show, off the TV. We don't got the Cosby show no more. All we got is Lil Wayne on there with his face tattooed up and Baby and all of that. So I thought that's what a man supposed to look like. So I went and got me some tattoos. That's what they doing. But people like me, and then here you go now. You got people like me, positive imagery, talking good, you know what I'm saying, dressing normal, but they look on my social media page, they like, well, he ain't got but 10,000 followers. The other dude, everybody else got 1 million. I'd rather all the million guys, they got money, they got beige hair, they got, you know what I'm saying, rainbow hair colors in their head, and they men. So they thinking that's the normal because they popular, but they don't realize what normal is anymore. You see what I'm saying? They don't realize. Oh, there you go, gay for pay. Absolutely, that's exactly what they doing. They getting paid to do this stuff.
That's Shaq, by the way. He done had you on his show before too.
Right. I appreciate y'all. Shout out, brother. You know, we gotta realize they getting rid of the morals, and then you know a big thing is they don't know nothing about economics. That's why I teach economics. They be like, man, they come in here, they set these boys up. They say, look. You know what I'm saying? We're going to give you $1 million, $5 million to be in this movie. And then they like, damn, they coming right out the projects. They got a big break in being in the movie, right? They got $5 million. Or they got a basketball contract, got $5 million. What they do, they put a real estate agent with them. They say, man, we're going to lease you this big mansion, and it's going to cost you $100,000 a month. And you're going to be the man with this, rent this house. And he over there happy, or you gonna go get you a pool in the backyard and go get you some Range Rovers and all that. Now he just spent all the money, and then we sitting there looking. Next thing you know, he like, dang, he about to lose all this stuff because he don't own it. He renting everything. Now he about to lose everything. So next thing you know, they come back to him and say, hey, man, I see you over there losing the house. You behind on the rent. You behind on them lease cars you bought. You leasing. And then they say, I tell you what. If you put on a dress, you know what I'm saying, and go in there and do this, we'll bail you out. You know what I'm saying? We'll give you a $2 million movie deal. We'll put you with this rapper, and he'll help you with your next album. And they like, okay, anything that he ain't gonna lose everything. First of all, if he'd have came to me, I'd have told him, forget that damn lease house. You paying $100,000 a month. Let me get you in a smaller house that you can pay cash for. Don't buy a house if you can't pay cash for it. Don't buy a car if you can't pay cash for it. Oh, well, I heard I get a write-off with a lease. What you writing off? What that's for? How's that going to help? You don't own nothing. If you bought a house, you can write the house off. You see what I'm saying? So we got to explain to people. But most of our people selling out is because they don't want to go broke. Like when COVID hit, a lot of them celebrities out of work. And they do anything. Man, they got houses where they paying $100,000 a month. The average celebrity probably paying $10,000, $15,000, $25,000 a month. Now they ain't working no more. Now all of a sudden they do anything in the world. They say, man, you need them to suck on something. You need them to go bend over for this dude or whatever. Hey, whatever it takes to keep this house. Because this girl with this big old butt that he done married, that stripper girl, that twerking model that was in the rap video that he done married, or that prostitute that got famous, she high roll. She like a what do you call it, a big payroll girl. You got to make sure you can afford to pay her. And she gonna leave you if you ain't got it. So next thing you know, you can't make no good decisions because you're trying to keep this woman.
Look what he said.
I look at them A-Rads, they get money and still don't play gay or wear dresses and most of them are racist too. Yeah, they got integrity because they were taught what the blueprint, the black print looked like, the blueprint for them. You know what I'm saying? We ain't on code because we was never taught. I mean, most of us was never taught. Where I was taught what it looked like. I was taught, like I said, all my homeboys grew up with wives. All my homeboys grew up, had businesses. You see what I'm saying? So I knew. So when they was trying to get me to sell out, like, man, why would I take this money when I know I can make in my business that money? I make that same amount of money in 5 years. And I ain't got to do no favors for you. You see what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep my lowrider shop, and I'm gonna make $1 million a year. And if I keep putting the money into the investments and buy me some real estate, I ain't gotta sell out. So hell no, I ain't selling out. And they look at me like, damn. That's why they never like business owners. They want everybody to be an employee. When they be
that's exactly what the World Economic Forum said the other day. They want to get rid of private ownership. You will own nothing and be happy. This blah 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 type of time.
Nah. See, and here's another thing. I'm always gonna have, thank the universe, always have my business, and most importantly, I appreciate having my trades, because by me having a trade always gives me the right to make money. If anything go wrong in my life today, where I can't do this public speaking stuff no more, nobody won't buy my book, I'll be like, man, let me go over here and hang some ceiling fans for these construction. I'm gonna run an ad on social media and say, hey y'all, I can hang ceiling fans. I can come over, build you a house from the ground up. I can work on your car. I can do any and everything to make sure I'm gonna stay straight. I ain't gotta never go do nothing stupid. But I look at the people in California, I look all around Georgia, I'm like, are they only hiring them alphabet people? Every time I go to the cash register somewhere, it's an alphabet person. You see what I'm saying? It's like, come on, man, they only hiring them kind of people, but nobody complaining about it because everybody's scared to speak out against it. So they telling you, if you ain't like this, you ain't gonna get a job here. You see what I'm saying? That's a problem. That's a problem, but they can only do that with people who got jobs. When people got businesses, they ain't having that kind of problem. But here's another thing. We got to break it down on what kind of business you can have. If you didn't bought into somebody's franchise like Burger King, McDonald's, Starbucks, then you just a high paid employee. They're gonna tell you, hey, we're gonna take this franchise back from you because you won't do this. So you like, damn, I better do it. But a person like me, I'm like, man, I'm self-made. I'm over here. I can build a house. I call you today and say, man, you want me to build that car for you? Okay, that car gonna be worth $200,000. Bring me $100,000, and I'll get started. And that's exactly what's gonna happen. They're gonna bring me that money because they know TJ knows how to do the work. He knows, he got all the trades. He know how to weld. He know how to paint. He gonna build my car for me. So
hey, you said self-made, right?
Yeah.
Ain't that what Rick Ross and them call themselves self-made?
No, I call them sold out. He's saying self-made, but he's supposed to be saying sold out.
He say self-made, Maybach music.
Yeah, that's what he didn't got made. Somebody made him say, bend over and we're gonna give you this. And that's what he did. You know what I'm saying? Just like I noticed back in the days when we all pushing hard with our business and recycling black dollars. So I remember 2 Chainz and Rick Ross and somebody else made a song and they said, man, we're gonna fight this gentrification and we're gonna recycle our black dollars or something. So all of a sudden they over there running the car wash in the video, right? I don't even listen to their music, but I just happen to be sitting in front of the TV. So Rick Ross got this video. They talking about they renting a car wash from a brother. And the brother came up and raised the rent on him or something like that. And they said, see, I'm tired of this shit, and we're going to get our own thing, and we're going to get our own businesses, and we're going to recycle our black dollars, and we're going to do our own thing, and we're going to buy our own McDonald's. We're going to buy our own Burger King. We're going to buy our own Domino's Pizza and put them in our hood. I'm like, wait a minute. That ain't recycling black dollars. You know what I'm saying? Them ain't black-owned businesses. You see what I'm saying? But they making songs like that designed to screw your brain. So now all them women who got real estate, they mamas and daddies leaving them their houses saying, here, they passing away. The grandpa that left you the house. Now they saying, oh shit, Rick Ross say recycle our black dollars. Let me go invest in a McDonald's. Let me go invest in a Pizza Hut. Like, wait a minute, them ain't black businesses. But they think they doing good because they heard Rick Ross say it. Now they got events coming up where Rick Ross is going to be speaking about wealth building. I'm like, It's a damn shame, man. It's a damn
He said Rick Ross being a well-built man.
Yeah, he gonna come in and tell us how to create wealth. It's like, come on, man, that ain't a good example right there. I don't care how much. Just because a person got $1 million don't make him a good wealth coach. Just because a person worth $1 billion don't mean he gonna teach us the game. That ain't how he got his money. He got his money from selling out. See what I'm saying? All these cats is bending over and doing all they could do to kiss a man, dress like a woman. You know what I'm saying? Just to get some money. And now you gonna come teach us how to make money? Ain't that what Steve Harvey fell out with Monique about? She's like, brother, you can't do that. You making us look bad. He like, man, I'm gonna do whatever it takes to teach, to make sure my kids got what they need. So that means he gonna bend over. He gonna do whatever he got to do to keep eating. But check this out. Now he gonna teach us how to make wealth.
Well, let me say this, TJ. Once again, I think the second time or third time. I haven't talked to you a couple times. I was only with Valerie Jones. Shout out to her with you before. But this has actually been very entertaining, but actually very informative too. A lot of people loving what they're hearing. So, like I said, I told you I keep an hour and a half. We've been going, so I wanted to say that I'm going to give you opportunity to reintroduce yourself again. Oh, wait a minute! Before you go, hold on. Let me ask one more question before you depart and I depart. Shaq, he got a question. What do you think about Ice Cube partnering with NFL to invest in black businesses?
Why ain't gotta invest in and partner with NFL? They ain't trying to let him get his own football league, right?
Yeah.
The Big Three or whatever they call it. They blocking him from getting his own football league. Now they say, oh, okay, we ain't gonna sell you yours, but you come on over here with us and we're gonna help you invest in black businesses. But why don't you let him get his black football league? That's the black business they should help him invest in. But honestly, I don't know enough about it. But I just know, why would you partner with them when they keeping you from starting your own football league? They keeping you from buying your own football, basketball, baseball team. Why you want to partner with them? Just give you a team. You ain't asking for it for free. He buying it. You see what I'm saying? They wouldn't buy it. So they wouldn't let him buy one. So then all of a sudden he said he gonna create one. Now they gonna try to block it. But now they partnering? Come on, where the critical thinking at, man?
Well, Jay-Z told you we're not dealing no more. So if you didn't learn anything with Jay-Z, so it is what it is, right?
You got a what?
Jay-Z said, daggone, we not dealing no more. We done moved on. And Jay-Z took that deal with NFL for entertainment, remember? NFL partner in Rock Nation too. So just remember that. But let me bring this up to you. Say you've been to Richmond and you might come back. If you ever come back to Richmond, look me up. I try to meet up with you. We might take you to a spot down there. I take you to this brother's spot. He cool. He made a statement on Facebook about Roe versus Wade, and a lot of people stopped going to business, commenting people. They said, we're not going to do comment at your shop no more, because he made a statement. It's almost like you can't make a statement today about anything that people don't like, or they'll say, we're not coming to you. But this is my thing. When I saw a black girl say, well, I don't have to come to your shop no more to get coffee and stuff. I can go to Starbucks stuff. They were writing reviews on Yelp, talking about your business trash, but they've been going there all the time. So what got me was it showed me that, hey, if I'm a black man or woman that say something the establishment or people around don't like, I'm going to talk about your business. That's also a gentrification tactic. Because look at this thing with Starbucks now. What is Starbucks saying? We're going to what? We're going to close 16 stores due to violence. You hear Starbucks even talking about closing their stores, right? You can go to Starbucks, they can close up shop too. And then they can drive through anyway. Starbucks ain't like it is no more. You can just go sit in there and watch Wi-Fi. They can drive through Starbucks now. They don't want you in there.
Right. Magic Johnson allegedly was the one who brought Starbucks to LA. And that store in Los Ladera Heights was a high-end black neighborhood where the wealthiest black people live at. And it became the biggest grocery store in the country. And the next thing you know, I've been over there the other day, they closed it down. Opened up a drive-through next door, across the street somewhere. So they didn't want us having that. Because there was too many brothers sitting out there playing chess. And it was like, man, brothers drink coffee. We sitting out there having a ball and they making a gang of money. They like, man, they can't have the highest performing store in the country be black owned. So they're going to build a drive-through one right across the street. Close out.
Well, look, guys, his website is tjloftin.com. I put it in the chat, and you can see behind him, he's a real estate and business coach, speaker, and author. So I guess y'all reach out to TJ and y'all get to talk to him. And
don't get my website or register for my. I got a master class coming up at the Black Dot Cultural Center in Lithonia, Georgia, for y'all if y'all out here in Georgia. And also I got a master training class about land development and buying land and developing it coming up on next month. So y'all go to my website and register for that and come on down.
Yeah, and matter of fact, I might get back to Georgia soon. I think I might try to get back with the gas price. You know, like I said, the pranes and all that inflation. That I was like, you know what? Sometimes you got to do like you call a slight economic boycott. You raising the price on eggs, food, planes, and stuff. Hey, all you got to just sit out long enough because the market can't stand. They're gonna bring it down just like the gas price. People not driving, but they say, oh, let's get this thing down. Midterm tactic too. Wasn't about no war in Ukraine, by the way, but you know that. But anyway, like I said, if you come to Richmond, you know, we get up, maybe go out and have a dinner or something, or you know, even have a cup of coffee or something, you know?
Sounds good.
Yeah, so I just want you to take your time and keep on talking to your young brothers and the sisters.
Brother. I'll be there. I will connect when I get back out to Richmond. I'll let you know when I'm coming.
All right, thank you, sir.
Y'all go to the website, buy my book, tjloftin.com. Register for my classes or make a donation, y'all. So I keep on doing the work we're doing in the community. All right, brother. Y'all please support my brother with his show.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
I know.